This story proves how clever I am and how stupid I am all in one go. So my course, I wouldn't buy my course because only 2/3 of it's good advice. Yeah, honestly, it's easy to earn 100 grand. Yeah. And everyone's like, take my money!
We're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long. Welcome to Business Anchors episode 28, the show where two business owners discuss the weird and wonderful worlds of business. Today we'll be discussing how I lost £4 million in Bitcoin. And how plenty of other ways to lose... That does not make sense. I've written on the intro, and how plenty of other ways to lose money. I think I was so devastated by the Bitcoin stuff that I just
clouded
lost
your
the will
vision
to live. But let's keep that in.
This is interesting because that story isn't actually clickbait. It's a real story, which...
Yeah, I think it'd probably be a surprise to most people that this is genuinely true, that I've lost £4 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But
that's one thing we're going to be talking about. We're also going to be talking a bit about investment and being ripped off and courses and MLM, and there's quite a there's a bit of a weird.
There's lots of things I group together in the business. I did the air quotes there, listeners. Yeah. Business world, and I think it's a lot of the stuff that I'm targeted with online as a business owner. So basically, if you like business, you're into business. Probably if you're listening to this Business Anchors podcast, you probably you may get similar ads to do the business. And yeah, it's kind of a group of things like buy my course to do with this thing, or become an investor, or buy this and recruit more people to sell this thing, and a load of things that I feel very, very negatively about. And I know that there's a large group of people that disagree with me, but I do feel quite strongly about it. I'd be interested to hear what you feel about the things as we get into it, Dan.
Yeah. And in investment, I noticed something happening, and then you told me an opinion you have about investment this year that they both kind of aligned, and I thought it'd be good to talk about. Like me noticing people.
Should we start off with that?
Go on, investment.
About investment. So firstly, talking about all these kind of things that frustrates me online that I get targeted with. A big thing at the moment is a lot of online content, a lot of ads trying to make me become an investor.
Ooh, that sounds exciting, Lloyd.
Yeah. And I've noticed more and more over the last few months it's happening. And shall I let them know my prediction, Dan? I said
Go on, let them know your prediction.
So I said to Dan recently, I predict that the stock market in the next 3 to 6 months is going to take a huge crash. So obviously, if this happens, this clip will be used on social media to make me sound very intelligent. And if it doesn't happen, we'll just forget about it. But I said to Dan, there's someone that came up with this well-known quote, and I'll completely butcher it or something, but it's something like, when your barber starts giving you investment advice, that's the time to get out. So,
what do you mean by that?
And so the theory behind it is, when the stock market and stuff is going really well, it's really easy to make money by investing in it, because
just invest in anything.
Almost anyone that invests in it over time is going to make money. And so more and more people get into it, more and more people persuade other people who don't know what they're doing with investment to do it. And it gets to the point where people like, in this quote, the barber is the person. So someone that's in a profession, nothing to do with finance or investment,
will be making money, this is all right.
Making money and starts giving advice to everyone about investment. The theory is, at that point, there's so many people that have no idea what they're doing and no idea about the financial markets, that it's all going to crash soon, because there's so many people investing in stuff that's rubbish, that it's all gonna.
And I noticed when you said that to me, I was like, I have been seeing a local plumber that I know online has been talking about investment.
Yeah.
And I thought,
and by the way, there definitely will be plumbers and barbers out there that have changed the course of their careers, become a successful investor. That there will be people, but I think 99% of
people like me and plumbers and barbers that think investing looks easy at the moment actually don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So that concerns me, and I think a lot, even friends and acquaintances I'm seeing getting into investing and stuff, I'm concerned for, because at the moment and over the past, since basically COVID kicked off almost a year ago, since then the market's been in a good way going up and up and up. So it's very easy to make you think you're a good investor. But if you'd been doing the same things over a 10-year period, you would have lost big.
I made an investment recently.
Did you?
How many weeks ago? I invested in Bitcoin.
Oh.
I actually did. I've been, and I don't know a lot about Bitcoin, so, and you're not an expert either, but I
but the plumber told you to, so.
Yeah, the plumber told me to.
Yeah.
I invested some money in Bitcoin. I thought it's something that I've just put a chunk of money in, and in my mind, I'm just going to leave it for 20 years and not do anything with it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm choking on my water.
Oh, this makes for a great podcast. Yeah, so I've put, just while Lloyd's dying, I've put some money into Bitcoin, and I put 500 quid.
Yep.
Invested 500 quid, and within 2 weeks it was up to 620.
Put your life savings in it.
Yeah. But the trouble from what I've read about Bitcoin is it's very volatile, so it'll go really high, really low, really high, really low. But over time, I'm hoping that that because it started at, I've got an app called Coinbase where you can easily buy it, and it's now, I think this morning it was up to like one Bitcoin's worth 28,000 something pounds, and when it started, a Bitcoin was like 50p, wasn't it? It was
when Coinbase started?
No, when Bitcoin.
I know when Bitcoin started, it was pennies.
Oh, it was pennies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because in my Coinbase app, it only goes back to when it was 50 quid a Bitcoin, because I think it's only.
That's Coinbase and these kind of things didn't come until like when I bought Bitcoin originally, they didn't exist.
So you bought Bitcoin originally, did you, Lloyd?
Yeah. Before I go into that, my theory on Bitcoin, I actually don't think Bitcoin is a bad long-term investment, because I think Bitcoin is the new gold.
Okay.
Because completely worthless, but people buy it for lots of money.
Well, you're saying gold's completely worthless?
Well, it's just a bit of metal, isn't it?
Oh, okay, right. As humans have put value, placed value in
reality,
something.
a block of gold is no more useful than a block of steel.
So, like, if an alien came to planet Earth and saw this thing, it'd be like, oh, that's just a material that's...
Because I think people take the mick out of Bitcoin and
diamonds.
Cryptocurrencies. Yeah. It's kind of like, well, sure, it's not worth it. It's just a made-up thing. It's like, yeah, but
Gold's just a made-up thing.
Because gold was shiny, people made up that it was worth loads, and because other people think it's worth loads, that gives it value. And I think it's going to be the same with Bitcoin. Like, there's enough people now where people see the value in it that you'll always be able to sell it for thousands. It will drop, it will rise, it will whatever. But I think it's the future of thing that's similar to gold and silver in my mind.
That is interesting how because a good enough number of human beings put value on something, then it starts to grow, and it's like the butterfly effect of then more people think, like, what else is...
Because I'm sure that would have been, in history, that probably was the thing with gold. Like, people, I've got this precious metal that's hard to find and it's shiny.
Yeah.
And then enough people go, apparently there's this place 20 miles down the road where you can find this shiny metal in the ground, and people like it, so they buy it, and then suddenly it's worth more and more because it's...
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's go, because I'm sure most of the people listening are hoping it's not clickbait, the title and stuff, and I can tell you it's not the Bitcoin thing. So do you think
I've got some questions once you tell the story, because I want to know some things. Yeah. So
this story proves how clever I am and how stupid I am all in one go.
Great.
It really sums up my personality, I think, both sides of it. So, back in 2010, I was at university, and I was reading about blockchain and Bitcoin and this new thing that's going to change the world. And because I'm so clever,
right?
I'm just a brilliant person. I bought a load of Bitcoin in 2010.
Wow, well, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's a really clever thing to do.
Roughly about 150 Bitcoin.
Yep.
So and that was at the time, like, it was ridiculous. It wasn't even a pound a Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
I spent hardly anything. I basically was shit with money. So my student loan, I was basically like, I'll buy a load of this thing. It'll probably be worthless soon. Because I can just use my overdraft.
Yeah, that's not real
fine.
money, is it?
No. But obviously now that as I think as we speak, a Bitcoin's worth something like £28,000 per Bitcoin, something like that.
$150.
So that Bitcoin that I invested in
2010
is now worth today about £4 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
No need to boast, Lloyd. Cool.
So that's the part that makes me sound clever.
Great.
Okay. So Lloyd's a really intelligent investor, really forward-thinking. Even 21-year-old Lloyd in 2010.
Yeah.
God, what an intelligent man.
Wow.
So now onto the bit where I'm stupid.
Yep.
Back then, it was before. Now there's things like Coinbase and stuff. These exchanges of Bitcoin that you can click a couple of buttons and buy and sell Bitcoin, and like thousands of people would, I don't know, maybe millions. I don't know, are doing that now every day. Really easy.
Very easy,
just there's an app and you can do it. Back in the day, there wasn't that. It was quite a complicated process of buying any Bitcoin from people that had mined it, and I did that. But basically, you just got sent the code that made up the Bitcoin. So it's just a load of this code. So you had to just keep that safe somewhere.
Oh, brilliant.
I kept it safe on my uni laptop. I also binned that uni laptop, took it to the tip years ago. They made it very clear, not when I bought it, kind of the Bitcoin world, make sure you keep it safe, but don't put it in places other people can access, because they can anyone that has the code can just
steal it.
Can just steal it. It's not like you have something to prove it's yours. Once it's gone, if someone else has, so okay, I won't write it down anywhere else, or so that's gone.
Oh no.
So and I mean, even a couple of weeks ago, it was worth about 4.5 million. 4 million now it's gone down to, and obviously a lot of people are predicting it's gonna, over the next 20 years, gonna multiply by 10 even. So
Do you think you'd be happier if you had your 4 million quid?
No. What's weird is I've told a few close people about this recently, because when the Bitcoin price went up, it kind of reminded me of when I bought it and stuff, and made me do a calculation of how much should we, and I was shocked to learn how much it would be worth, if I'm honest. And some people, you must be absolutely gutted, and for some reason I'm not.
But you're not really motivated by money and stuff, are you?
I like the feeling that I made a clever investment.
That means nothing.
Obviously not a great feeling that I took it to the tip, that investment, years ago.
People are going to be scrambling through the tip.
Yeah.
Which tip was it?
It was in Margate. I mean, God knows where that is now.
Yeah.
It's been decomposing for 5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now you have, like, with Coinbase and stuff, and with the apps, you have ways to recover your login if you lose it and stuff.
Whereas that's
back
just
then,
long gone.
I didn't have any login. There's like no digital logins to anything that could recover anything.
Just a code.
I just had a code, and it was on one.
I wonder
hard
how
drive.
many other people have done that.
I've seen a lot of stories recently about it. I think because Bitcoin price has gone up. There was one guy.
The password one. He had two more attempts
at a password to access 150 million or something. One guy I saw that threw out he was on like this big dump site because he threw out his Bitcoin, but like worked it out a couple of days later. So because it was worth millions, he was like, they actually had people searching. Because I assume, like, if I literally threw it out yesterday at the tip, I assume I could speak to Kent County Council and go, just thrown out something worth £4 million. Is it worth us all give you half if we find it? Is it worth us spending £1,000 worth of work on finding? But Yeah,
Crazy.
so yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I'm pretty stupid. I do now have about £600 of Bitcoin though,
Nice.
because I invested about £100 more recently.
Cool.
But not quite 4 million.
Yeah. Have you noticed with Bitcoin? Have you been getting like spam emails with people saying, "I'll teach you Bitcoin and show you how to do Bitcoin"? I've noticed an uplift in that because I think it's more prevalent. People are more aware of what Bitcoin is now.
Yeah, just like the general investing stuff. It annoys me that there are so many like gurus on investment and cryptocurrency investment. It's like, I know that some people genuinely are spending their whole career so far in cryptocurrency or in
and they know a lot,
or in trying to become an investor in the financial markets and all that stuff. So they genuinely know a lot, and I'm sure doing it as your job and really, if you're an intelligent person and really investing time in it, I have no doubt you can become a very successful investor. But I know that there's not as many people putting in that time that there are popping up on my social media telling me that they're experts.
Yeah. I also think if you're a successful investor or a successful millionaire, do you feel like how many successful millionaires or investors create courses showing you how to be a successful millionaire or do you know what I mean?
And that's one,
there might be some, but I mean, really,
that's one thing with this podcast. Like, I hope listeners to this podcast, it might stop a few people doing things that they might regret, like, because it looks so tempting of like, I could work for myself, be a business owner. This person's saying, buy this course for 300 quid and I'll know how to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And you might learn some stuff from that course, but not like all of them say, you can work for yourself and earn this 6 figures. Yeah. It's like, if it was as easy as buying a £300 course, everyone would have done it and we'd all be earning 6 figures easily investing in cryptocurrency.
I also think there's so much good free information out there on YouTube, on blogs, that, you know, start there, and if you did get to a point where you're like, I've consumed everything I think I can for free, which you never will because there's so much, then you might want to get a course. And
I'm not against investing. Like, I think it's clever to invest your money in things, but you've got to manage risk, and I think so many of these experts don't properly teach that because they don't understand the risk they're taking, because they've been doing it for 6 months and they've made money, so they don't get that. And that's what I struggle with, that they convince people to get in a similar situation.
I also don't think they manage expectations in terms of the percentage of people that buy the course that have the success that they share. Yeah. So you can earn 6 figures. Say there's a course, 100 people or 1,000 people buy it. What percentage of those 1,000 people then become the 6-figure millionaires or whatever? Very small.
Yeah.
Don't buy courses, people.
Well,
I'm joking.
Buy good courses.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell if they are, isn't it?
You're actually bringing out a course, aren't you, Lloyd?
Yeah, how to make 4 million in Bitcoin. Because I know how to do that.
3 simple steps.
Yeah. In your bedroom in 2010, you read some articles about blockchain, and then you decide you don't really care about money, so may as well just try it.
Yeah. Step 3.
Step 3. I personally wasn't as good at.
Which is
step 3.
Keeping hold of
Make sure you know where your investment is.
Yeah, that's a pretty simple step.
So my course, I wouldn't buy my course because only 2/3 of it's good advice. So another area of these kind of gurus doing courses online that I think are ones to avoid are the whole start an Amazon store or drop shipping stuff, which for the Amazon store stuff. So by the way, just like investing, people are successful doing this stuff. Really successful.
So it's not all
There's
terrible.
Millionaires doing this.
Yeah.
And there's shitloads of people that lose their money.
Yeah, they just don't shout about
just
that.
Like anything, there are really successful people in it. But I found some stats like with opening an Amazon store. I think it's something like 96% of Amazon stores fail within a year. So if you think, even looking at that, like, you're going to have to invest a lot of time to make sure you're one of the 4%.
Or you can just buy a course and then you guarantee.
Yeah, buy a course and guarantee. It's great. Because the Amazon store thing, it's basically you find products that are going to sell well, and you put them on Amazon at a higher price, and it's
Sounds
great.
easy.
Yeah. But the point is, you have to invest in those products and hope they sell for the price you want, or you use drop shipping.
This sounds like a really good solution.
Do you want to make 6 figures? Drop shipping.
Yeah, go on then.
So drop shipping consists of buying products, usually buying shit products cheap from China, selling them before you have them, and having the Chinese manufacturers and distributors directly send them to your customers in the UK or the US or wherever you're based. But you have to sell them much higher.
Yeah.
Now the issue with this is when you buy stuff really cheap and sell it really high, surprisingly, most of your customers are disappointed. And especially if you're working through Amazon, an Amazon store, your Amazon store can get shut. If you have, I think it's something like
a certain percent.
If 1 to 2% of your stuff is returned, so customers aren't happy, Amazon can just shut your store down, ban you from working on Amazon. So you can see how it'd be easy to not be successful there. And I think there's a difference. So we have run courses in the past teaching people stuff. There's loads of really good courses out there. But there's a difference between someone running a course who has spent years on something in their career to know a lot about it and can really pass on some of that value to you. And then there's the other side of someone's had a success in something and then just said, I've done that thing. I'll tell you how to do that thing.
Yeah.
Because like we said, Amazon stores, 96% aren't successful. So one of the 4% says, did this, do that. And it's like, but there's a big chance you'll be part of the 96%. So it's not as...
Somewhere I've seen this recently, Clubhouse. You heard of Clubhouse?
Yes, but I'm one of those people that be posting like, keen about Clubhouse. I don't know what it is.
So I'll tell you, Clubhouse is a new social platform that's all the rage. Everyone's talking about it, mainly marketers, which is, it's a platform where there's rooms with live conversations going on. It's all audio. So imagine like your WhatsApp group of voice notes, but you're all on a audio call together, a group phone call basically. Yeah. And other people can come in and listen to the conversation.
So we're basically on Clubhouse now. Just imagine.
Yeah. This is basically Clubhouse.
Cool.
And it's we're looking at, it's had a lot of sort of backlash and lots of marketers say it's amazing and other people say it's sort of rubbish. But there's been a lot of rooms of basically named how to become a millionaire from millionaires and stuff. And it's all very in this kind of area of people giving crap advice and stuff. And I don't know, I don't know what you think about the platform from that explanation, but what I don't like about it is that you only get value from it whilst you're using the app. The app's open and you're speaking, because people can, like normal content, a YouTube video, it stays on YouTube. So you're literally speaking live. You're speaking live. It's not recorded. You can't record it or anything. Oh. And then you exit the room. That's done.
Oh, okay.
And there's people spending hours on this platform. I don't know. At the moment, I can't see. I can see like there can be some, and I've gone into some interesting conversations with some high-profile people and thought, oh, that's quite interesting. But in terms of like investing time in your marketing, I don't see it as and it seems to be mainly marketers. Yeah. Marketing people saying how brilliant it is.
Convincing each other how good marketing is and how
marketers
good Clubhouse
selling to other marketers about marketing. And
I think like you saying about those rooms of how to be a millionaire. Like I think all of this stuff comes down to like if you have found a way to easily become a millionaire, like put yourself in those shoes. How likely would you think, do you know what I'm going to do? Because this is so easy and I'm just a millionaire, I would love to charge people 50 quid for a course to teach them how to do it. Yeah. I think that would be so far down your list of what you'd be
buying your boat and
Because like if you've genuinely found a way to make people millionaires fairly easily, that everyone can follow, I mean, you could charge someone 200,000 for that course because you could genuinely prove to them and kind of go, right, okay, you're interested. Here's what it's going to consist of. I'm going to tell you these things, and I can guarantee it's going to work. So you're not. That's what all this stuff comes down to. Like in a dropship and Amazon store, if people are making so much money from these things, it's very unlikely they're going to be putting time and effort into teaching other people how to. And a lot of them say, I'm just so passionate about teaching people how to do this so they can make money for themselves. And it's kind of like, no, you're passionate about making money because people believe that they can make money.
I'm glad this is more out in the open now, though, because I think it was very much smoke and mirrors. But now lots of people talk about this, which is good.
I mean, I think it's like I probably will get some backlash being so negative about, because there'll be people that are. I think there'll be different types of people. Yeah. There'll be people that sell these courses, so don't want people saying this stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll defend it whatever happens, whether this is true or false or whether they're good, bad, in the middle. There's people that will defend it because they've been on these courses and they're still in the honeymoon period of they're being told that this is going to be a huge success and they're working on it. So they completely trust the courses, so they defend it. And then there's a very small percentage of people that will have a successful dropshipping business that will say, I've made a lot of money with this. So, and I think it's completely valid to listen to that third group, but maybe not the other two. But I always want to learn. So if there's anything that I've said here, maybe I've got it wrong on Amazon stores and all the stuff that I've read and researched about it. There's something big I'm missing, and please do tell me. But
do you know what I think listeners should do? This is a bit of a tangent. I think most people that listen to this aren't subscribed. They just click on a link I share or we share.
Right.
I think if you're listening to this and you enjoy it, you should subscribe, because then, do you ever do this when someone talks about a podcast and you think, oh, that'd be interesting to listen to, but you're not in the mood to listen to a podcast?
Yes.
So then you just forget about it.
Yeah.
I've started then thinking, oh, when I'm in the mood, I'm doing cleaning or in the car, I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah. So, I think they'd really enjoy listening to us more.
Yeah.
And if it helps, as mentioned in the previous episode, and if you're listening, just imagine that I've got a tash while I'm saying this.
I don't need to imagine it, because I'm looking at you and you have a tash.
Because that's genuinely true. And I think it makes it sound better if you imagine that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, certainly.
Cool.
Are we at the end of this, or is there anything else you wanted to talk about to do with investment and stuff?
There's one other area like this, but I'm scared. I think this is the area that most people will hate me for.
Oh no. Are we going to get people hating you in the comments again like we did last time with the accountants thing?
Yeah, the people selling the aloe vera drinks will.
Yeah, go
on. Multi-level marketing, MLM. So I'll name legally. Okay, I won't name a few.
I know. Are you talking about a certain energy supplier?
Yeah, an energy supplier where you might get a Mini if you don't get a Mini. You get to drive a Mini, and you have to actually sign up for the lease yourself. And if you don't hit your targets every single month, then you have to pay for it. But they act like they give you a Mini.
Does the company sound like Putility Sharehouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
And lots of other companies. Actually, the most well-known MLM, which kind of is in like a separate section where people don't see it, one is Avon. Because that's like one of the longest, most well-known ones in Britain.
Oh, the makeup thing where you...
Yeah.
Oh, you want some Avon? I'll get it for you.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Oh, you want some makeup? There you go. Also, do you want to sell makeup to all your friends? Okay. Basically, it's multi-level marketing is these companies that without selling the products, they would be a pyramid scheme. But they're not, because they sell products.
Right.
So, say I've got these pens in my hand, listeners. There's a pen in my hand.
Oh, I like those pens.
Yeah, this pen, right? I'm going to sell you this pen.
Yeah,
there you go.
I want to buy the pen.
This pen. Good pen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Also, by the way, this pen's £1. There you go. If you pay me 200 quid, you can sell these pens.
Whoa.
And if you get someone else to sell these pens, and they pay me 200 quid, I'll give you £10 of it. And if that person then pays me 200 quid, I'll give you £1 of it, and then £10 of it. But it's not a pyramid scheme because we are also selling the pens.
Right.
Okay.
The best is when you see in I'm on some like Kent business groups on Facebook, and people comment in there, if you're interested in working from home, starting your own business, and making money from your sofa at home, message me. And it's just one of these things, isn't it?
But I genuinely, by the way, people that have been part of these multi-level marketing thing, I think 99% of people that have been involved in it, it's not your fault that it is a pyramid scheme with products added on, because it's made to sound so good, and you're your own business owner, and you're going to be an entrepreneur, and it's always the people that are going to make money by you selling products and signing up more people tell you about all this good stuff. But when you look at the stats, it's always the top 1% genuinely make decent amount of money, like a pyramid scheme, but it's not. And the people below, usually, I think it's. I won't name the multi-level marketing company that say they're not.
Utility warehouse.
No, it's not. It's not that one. But they had to. I think possibly in the USA now they have to release these statistics.
Have
and 98 point something% of people, the people that sign up to it, lost money, and that's just such a huge. But everyone says you could make so much money.
I've actually got a story I've just remembered where I was drawn in by an MLM scheme. Looking back, it's so bad. When I worked at Enterprise in Crawley, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, you used to have to cut people up. You drop their car, we'll pick you up.
Yeah.
So I ended up picking up this guy. We had a really good chat, and he kept complimenting me on the way home. He was like, "Cool, you seem quite like business minded. Oh, you've done a degree at university. You seem your head switched on, and all this kind of stuff." And I was like, "Wow, he's really making me feel good." And he's like, "There's this opportunity. You should. I'm doing a meeting tomorrow night in Crawley. You should come along because you seem like the ideal person for this thing." And I was trying to ask questions. He wouldn't give me answers. And I said, "Oh yeah, I might go to that." I got really excited. I got home and I phoned Dad up. And I said, "Dad, this guy thinks I'm brilliant." And then I could sort of hear my dad sighing on the call. And I was like, "Yeah, I might go to this meeting." And he was like, "It's an MLM scheme." And it turns out when I called the bloke up and I probed him, it was the company that we were talking about that sounds like Putility Bearhouse.
Putility Sharehouse.
Where it was an MLM scheme, and I felt really stupid that because he said nice things about me, because I guess that's a strategy that they use.
I had a similar one, but luckily I knew what it was early on, so I didn't have to go through that. Had an electrician come to my house and do a load of work.
Right.
As he was leaving, he went, "By the way, you got your own business, right?" I was like, "Yeah." "Oh yeah, me too. You could be part of it potentially." I was like, "Right." So, if you all you'd have to do really is go around, speak to your neighbours, and see if they want to change energy supplier, and you could become part of my business if you want.
Oh no!
Like, "Oh, what is it?" And then he said, "Oh, it's called Putility Sharehouse." I was like, "Oh, okay, no, I'm fine, thanks, but thank you for my electrics." Okay.
Oh dear.
It's hard because I know we laugh about it, but. Like you said, like you have been drawn into one of these things. Yeah. I have in the past.
I was younger and more naive.
Yeah. But everyone does, because when you don't know about them, it sounds like a great thing and it sounds really good. And even when you are part of one for a long time, it sounds good. I know people that have done something similar to Putility Sharehouse for a number of years now, and I know that they've lost money.
Yeah.
And they've worked on it for years, and I know that they still believe it's a good thing for them to be doing. So I think it's genuinely, and it's not because they're stupid, it's just everything is built up around you of showing you all these people making much, showing you the top 1%. Yeah, you can make loads of money, and I really am not. I think it's really not a nice thing to do.
It's manipulating.
But I know that 99% of people aren't in there because they're bad people. Yeah. They're just part of it.
What's your opinion on multi-level marketing schemes?
Yeah, again, I introduced that last bit because I know I will get backlash from you.
This has totally given me some clickbait to title this, like Lloyd hates MLM people.
But also we'll get some hate from part of that 1% that will say, "I'll show you my bank account. Made 6 figures last year." It's like, I know you exist. You are the problem. You don't need to prove to me you've made 6 figures. I know you have, because hundreds of people underneath you have lost money. It's their money. That's the hard thing.
That's why you're.
But yeah, please do jump into my DMs. We can have a lovely discussion.
It's within 15 cycles you run out of people
Yes. That's
What's that?
within 15 cycles of like in a pyramid scheme, which obviously these things aren't. Kind of 15 levels down. Suddenly, that like it's the world's population.
Oh, really?
So what a surprise! People the top 1% that are like in early.
Yeah.
And there's like 100,000 people underneath them, giving them £1 every month. Yeah, honestly, it's easy to earn 100 grand.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, take my money.
Cool.
Yeah, these podcasts, I feel they're geared up for people to hate me recently.
Yeah, they're just brilliant.
Yeah. You kind of say to me, so Lloyd, what's your opinion on multi-level marketing?
I feed the fire.
Yeah. Snake. There's a snake listening. Ashley Giles, I know you're a listener. You're a snake, aren't you? You feed the fire like that. But that's only relevant to you, so shouldn't really talk about that on the podcast.
Yep.
Cool. Lost 4 million. Gained a lot of haters. So, good podcast overall.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now we're still at the bottom. Thanks for listening, guys. Is that the end then?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for listening. See you in a week.
Bye.